This is Ogdj Radio.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Real conversation. You the realest dog. You the realest dog. Real topics.
Blowing up the phone.
Call it live.
The real voice of the streets.
SteadyRadio.com.
All we try to do is keep it 100, man. Keep it real with the streets, because that's where we from, for real. Whatever going on in the streets, we talking about it. And we don't care what nobody say.
The hottest club.
Also, we got to make it or break it. We give our local artists a shot.
New music every week.
And if you missed the show, don't worry about nothing. You can go to YouTube, search Ogdj Radio, and watch every episode whenever you want to. Don't forget to subscribe and like.
Ogdj Radio. We live this.
Yeah. This
And
is
now for our
Ogdj
feature
Radio, back in the Phys-Ec every Friday afternoon from 3p to 5p on NoStaticRadio.com.
You already know.
Yeah,
You
caller.
ready?
Yeah. We gonna get this quick caller.
You got a
on.
caller on?
Yeah, we gonna
Come
get
on
him
with
on
the
right
caller.
quick. Caller, you on the air?
What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you coming from?
Man, it's your boy Young Big. Young Bizzle.
What's up, Bink?
What's up? OG, Cody, DJ, baby, y'all.
What's up with it?
Man,
You ready
fucking
to
around.
you ready to
Man,
chime
I
in?
don't know.
You ready to chime in on this topic?
What's the topic, man?
What's the craziest lie you ever heard or ever told to get sex?
The craziest lie I ever heard or told you get some sex?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you ain't gonna believe this one.
I still need to hear it.
Look,
Make me a
look,
believer.
Look, it was DJ and Malik. Goldie,
It was who?
Malia and DJ.
What happened?
DJ,
What
Malia told me. Look, it was Christmas Eve. I
Right.
lied and told her that my girlfriend had died on Christmas Eve 2 years ago. Look, kids, look, we parked. Look, I just sent my mama a car. Look, I'm 16. What a God. 16 years old. Own my mother the car for the night. Christmas Eve. Look, Chris come on. Last night,
So you just made her feel sorry for you.
look, tears coming down my eyes.
You went all in like that on the Oscar award winning performance.
Look, Oscar winning performance.
Wow.
I can put it in
Hey,
the car.
we got a special guest in the house right now, so we're gonna thank you for calling in. Hit us back in a minute, cause we about to open the phone lines for real. You hear me?
For sure.
Yeah. So check it out. We got a special guest in the house.
Special guest. I'm glad he's
YouTube.
here.
I'm glad,
The world.
glad to be here, man.
We got Toney, formerly of Poetic Hustla'Z, Mo Thug Family official in the building today. And he gonna chop it up with us and tell us about a lot of his projects since, like, a lot of people don't know nothing about what he been doing since he was a rapper.
Right, since he was with Poetic Hustla'Z.
So he
you know what
here
I'm
to
saying?
let the world know what's been going on with Toney, formerly of Poetic Hustla'Z
just
of the
been-
Mo Thug Family. First, we're gonna start out. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I feel right at home, man. Glad to see you guys, man. I ain't seen y'all in a minute.
Right. I ain't seen you, man, in at least about 10 years.
10 years.
It's been at least about 10. Last time I saw you, we was doing a show, I think, at the Agora or either at the Pyramid. And they don't need the Pyramid ain't even around no
No,
more.
that's dust and rubble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For real, you know.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
So
Well,
kind of catch people up. Let them know what you've been doing. What you been doing?
you
Before
know, huh?
we might as well start off with the book. You
Well,
got it on the
you know,
table.
I got this book.
Hold it up so the
published.
camera can
This
see it.
book right here. It basically, I'm past the tone now, but it talks about from showbiz to soul biz is the journey from rapper to pastor.
Right.
And what happened is it talks about my life as a child, how I grew up, raised in the hood, then how I linked up and got into the music business. And then it talks about a little bit about the music business and how it, you know, it basically turned my life around. And then next minute you know, man, I'm in Bible college. I mean, you know, and then it talks about all that. So it basically the transformation of me being, you know, from the streets of Cleveland, caught my first felony at 18, and how I turned my life around. So that's basically, they said you can pick it up on www.pastortone.com or AmazonBooks.com.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is for sale.
Yeah.
Right.
The
book
book
is-
the game is sold.
Yeah, yeah.
How long it been out?
It been out for some years now, a few years now.
That's the thing about a true story. It ain't gonna change.
It
It's
never
still the
changed.
same.
Yeah, all I'm doing now is just adding to it.
That's it,
you know,
man.
my
Add more
everyday walk.
chapters.
Yeah, but it's good to be here, man. I appreciate what you brothers are doing, and I'm glad that you invited me to come on the show, man.
Oh man,
We're more than honored and privileged to have you here.
Thank you.
It's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, no, you good, man.
Oh, yeah.
Man, listen.
Good, yeah, good.
Okay,
Good.
now you done told them about the book.
Yeah.
You done laid the foundation so they can know the history of what's going on with
Okay.
Toney Tone.
All right.
You say you've been preaching.
Yeah,
Do
I've
you
been
got a
preaching.
church home or do you just...
Yeah, well, I pastored a church. I had a church called the House Family Christian Center. We was in Cleveland. First, we started in my house in 2006. And it didn't start off by me just saying I just want to be a preacher. What happened really was the music industry, and then my whole life, I didn't know I was in a depression. See, at the time, and what I did was I hid behind drinking and smoking
Right.
and kicking it just to try to cover up the
I
hurt
was
that
there
I was
kicking
getting.
and drinking and smoking.
yeah.
I was trying to cover up the pain of the industry.
Escaping reality.
You
That's
know,
what
it's
it is.
90% business, 10% music,
Yep.
and I love music. But what happened was you know that when you get in the game, it ain't nothing nice, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't know at the time. But when I started learning, you know, and then what happened from that point on, I just went down.
It's a little
different journey.
heartbreaking. I tell people all the time, I said, you want to be in this industry, you want to be part of
Right.
this circle, you
Right.
think that this is what you want from what you see.
Right.
But when you see behind the curtain,
It's a whole
when you
different
see what's
thing.
backstage, when you see what's not in front of the camera, it's a whole different experience. It kind of ruin it for you.
Yeah, you get kind of
It take
deflated.
away from and it take away
Make
from
you
your
depressed.
motivation. And,
Yeah.
like you said, depressed. Because
Depressed.
you be like, wow, man, all my life I wanted to aspire to be
Yeah.
this, and the
Yeah.
third, only to find out that it was fake.
Yep.
And that's what I try to tell young cats. And really, actually, we in a better time than we are now than we were then. To me, even though I like the trueness and the realness of the way that we made records and how you had to go around promoting it. But nowadays it's just like, okay,
Drop a
you
single
drop
and
a
put it
single,
on
put it
the
on
internet.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas back then you could sell 1 million albums and everything is recoupable. So they may give you a 7-album deal, but then the business side of it, yeah, I'm gonna take you to dinner, yeah, I'm gonna give you a car, yeah, I'm gonna set you up, yeah. But at the end of the day, all that money got to come back before you get a dime.
Right.
Yep.
And then, you know, and at the end of the, you know, so it's okay, you know, it's love of it.
But I love the music, man. I love hip hop. I love the
Yeah,
culture.
yeah.
But I also in a way we can relate is I just did a bit. Everybody know I did 6 years, and I was locked up in a prison
Right.
that was very Christian orientated, as far as
that's
prisons go.
Right.
And I spent a lot of time mentoring youth. I spent a lot of time creating programs for inmates to have outlets. I that's pretty much what I spent my bit doing is developing and myself and my situation, because I was there for a minute, so I need to make it at least more comfortable for me.
That was good.
And but when I dealt with the youth, I always tell them it's certain things every cycle, because it was cycles. I had like at least about 6 mentees, which is guys was under 25, young guys, and I was trying to catch them young, and I was telling them that one of the main things I told them was something nobody never told me when I was selling drugs.
There you go.
Is that it's no such thing as a successful drug dealer.
No.
No, you right.
And nobody ever told me that. All I saw was like what we was talking about with the videos. All I saw was videos and
Yeah.
images and
Yeah.
books and
Yeah.
and newspaper and everything. We talking about the kingpin this, the kingpin that.
Right.
And I was like, I could take over the street. I ain't realized truly realize how easy it was to go to jail. I didn't truly realize how easy it was to get killed. All that stuff was secondary in my mind because I was so focused on chasing this money on the street.
Me too. There you go.
So I told the youth, and I tell them, and they men. See, that was another thing I used to tell them. Don't call these dudes kids. These is men. They over 18. They men.
Yes,
they youth, but they men. Treat them like men. And I tell them up front. I said, I'm just regular Goldie.
Right.
I say I ain't no Bible thumper. I ain't no saint.
Right.
And because a lot of people in the program, and it's sad to say, but a lot of the mentors that was on my level was murderers, rapists, killers. And young black guys don't want to take advice from no rapist or no pedophile or no killer. They want to hear from somebody that's been with, like the Bible say, he told Peter to go amongst them and preach my gospel.
Right.
So go as you are.
Right.
Go as they are. Preach the gospel. So when I go amongst them, I better be 100 because they're going to see through the fake real quick.
Yeah, they will.
And once they see through the fake and you betray their trust, the trust is not that you said, I promise I'm going to do something. The trust is that they met you in a way and saw you in a way. They want you to stay that way. They want you to be you. And once you switch it up on them, the trust is gone and they lose faith in everything you're talking about.
That's it.
That's
why
all
your
I can
walk
do.
got to be thorough. That's the reason why, like, when I'm not, I'm saying I was with the Poetic Hustla'Z, and then next thing you know, I'm preaching, and then I turn around, and then you see me singing the same songs that we was doing when I was with Poetic Hustla'Z. Because at the end of the day, if God didn't work in my life, then a lot of people say, well, then how you going to work in my life? But not saying that, see, I'm not a religious person, meaning I'm not perfect, because I know I'm saved by grace. And I know that it was only God's mercy and grace that had me didn't catch the bullet that night, didn't catch AIDS the whole time we were sleeping around on tour, that the way that my whole life turned out. So in that, you can use what God has sent you through in order to help and mentor some people. But people can recognize some fake stuff. I don't have to come in and pretend that I was a rapper. My history speaks for itself.
You got documentation and
documentation,
record. All this stuff is on record.
Yeah, so it don't have to be where well you didn't get as big as this person. You ain't no. At the end of the day, we did what we did, and for so many that's in Mo Thug, they still doing what they doing to this day.
Right.
But I thank God for using me, taking me just that far enough in order for me to have an influence on.
So tell us a little bit about the prison ministry that you got going on.
Right now, I do things, detention centers and everything like that, as far as just mentoring the youth, speaking to them, ministering to them, basically being like a chaplain to them, in order for them. And the thing about it is, I know their language. Like Paul says in the Bible, he says, I become all things so that I might win some to Christ. Right. And what that means, basically what it says, like, I don't have to, I'm the preacher, but then I don't have to pretend like I didn't come from St. Clair, that I came from St. Clair.
It go to this old thing I say, can't nobody tell me how to get $1 million if you never had $1 million.
Exactly.
So if you ain't never been there, you can't tell me about there because you speaking from secondhand knowledge. You speaking from something you heard or you think.
Right. Exactly.
I'd rather hear from somebody that know.
And that's what makes it so easy. To God be the glory. But it makes it so easier because some people, if I do say, this dude used to do from St. Clair. He used to do this. I caught the felony by the time I was 18. And I could talk about the lack of the education, the lack of father being in my life, being raised. When your mama raised you the best way she could. But then the streets started influencing me more than what my mama was doing. You know what I mean? And then, so now...
Can't serve the love of two gods. One going to conquer the other.
That's what it say.
You already know. And the thing is, my experiences were similar. It came a point where I really, truly believe my mother didn't understand me at all. And I turned to the streets where they love me.
Yeah,
I had love.
Exactly.
And that love translated into me loving it back, and we grew from there.
See, that's why... we got this mentorship program called Lyrical, and what Lyrical is all about is basically like that, where it's a mentorship where we can love on them. A lot of these kids going through things, but they don't know how to express themselves, and the only way they express themselves, all the violence that we see now is really of a generation that's been dropped. you know, and hurt people.
It's just like a
You know.
child. A child want attention from the parent.
Yeah.
These youth in this generation want attention from the world. You feel what I'm saying? They don't have they didn't have that stable environment, so they lashing out. I mean, they lash out and don't even realize. It's subconscious. It's not like they woke up, I'm lashing out at the world, I'm going to shoot this parking lot.
Right.
They don't do that.
Right.
But when they shooting, once that first shot go up and they keep that's lashing out.
Yeah.
You spazzing, you going all in, you turning up. You know what I'm saying? Because you frustrated with your situation and you and for real,
Don't know how to challenge
on
that
this
out.
number when I went away, I had the weirdest feeling in the back of that police car, man. And I remember it so clear, so vivid because when it was happening, I couldn't believe I had that feeling. But it's a feeling of relief. Like, it's over. This run is over. I get to rest. I get to relax. I get to chill. It's over. I can go to sleep, even if it's in prison. Tonight I can go to sleep without worrying about my phone ringing, whatever. Who need this? Who need that?
Yep.
I ain't got to worry about the problems. My daughter had just passed away. You remember all that. I was going through it, and it was like I was just relieved that it was over. For real. I didn't feel no other feeling but relief at that point. In the back of the police car on my way to the Justice Center from the scene of the crime, I just felt relief. From where they knocked me at, I felt relief. And a lot of these young cats don't get no relief. They constantly under pressure to live up to standards that's impossible for them to live up to. The girls want red bottom shoes, the boys want Kanye West shoes, and the Jordans and the LeBrons and the Kyries. They want all this expensive stuff, but nobody ever taught them how to get the money to buy it.
Right, the legit way.
So they doing what they know to do. Like I coined the phrase a long time ago, you only show what you know and only know what's been shown to you.
Right.
And these youth, they only know what's been shown to them. If nobody show them a better way, how can you get mad or be even frustrated with a young man that's using everything in his power and in his being to get money to eat and survive out here? If that's what he know, he got to go with it.
And see,
He don't have no choice.
That's it. And that's why, like me, you know, like I said, I've been off the scene really, but I haven't been off the scene because actually, you know, that's why it's important for me to be a father in my children's life, you know, because at the end of the day, when I was in the game and we was torn and I had my first baby, it was like a wake-up call to be like, you know what? You know, life just looked different. Life looked so different. Then I had my second one, and then it was like, you know, I'm out here. It got to the point where, man, you know, I'm not kicking it no more. I'm straight about my business.
See, what happened was you had that moment. See, I had that moment too.
That moment.
The moment is when you realize that your actions affect more than just you.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why, and then another thing, like even to this day, being a father of 12, 8 boys and 4 girls, statistically, they say it's 1 out of 3 should be in prison. So that means if I got 8 boys, at least the state waiting for at least 3 of them. You know, and then at the end of the day, it's not gonna happen because the way that I'm raising them. Yeah, of course we can say children make their own decisions once they get a certain age, but I really walk the talk. I'm not saying that you know you perfect and we're not walking around like some zombies and you know no, it's not that. It's just saying that I teach them like you talked about. Kids want this and they want that. We teach them work skills. Like my oldest 2, they got jobs, they work. So if my son want to buy him some tennis shoes, he buy him tennis shoes, but he working for it. But yet I put that, we instilled them into that.
You taught him something. He know better,
and
so he doing better.
Go through stuff where I was with a record label, coming home from tour with no money, but instead of me going back out there selling crack to feed my kids, I remember to this day working temporary jobs. I remember right now, I could tell you, working for the city of Cleveland Heights, cutting grass. When we had that second Mo Thug album out, the one with all our little faces on it. And I remember cutting grass for $6 an hour. And I remember a kid, we was cutting grass, and a dude in front of me, the bus had stopped at the light. And dude looked at the bus, and he saw, then he looked at me, and then he looked back, and he was like, man, that's you. He was like, what you doing here? And see, this is where the depression and all that was coming in, because now you on TV and you torn, but you coming home and you broke, but then yet you got children to feed. So now I'm going in all these different jobs, and then people coming out, man, I got your CD. Man, y'all tight. Man, I just was at the concert, man, when y'all downtown. And then it's like people expect for you to be here, but reality, it's like, man, I'm just normal.
Right.
I remember I remember my wife does hair. So I remember in 1997, I remember we were scraping up everything that we had, and we opened our first salon on St. Clair. And I remember doing that in 98.
I think I remember.
It was Chappelle's Hair Studio One, across from Open Pit.
Yeah,
it
that's
was right there on the
right.
corner.
And
that sustained me financially to eat and to take care of my kids, because instead of me buying jewelry or buying clothes, every little penny I got,
Reinvested it.
I went into the business. And I bought a 2-family house, and this is the stuff that the smart way that you tell the youth and the people coming up. You don't get a $10,000 check or $5,000 check and then buy you a Cutlass or something. I'm so against these rappers and they rags to riches stories. I'm against that. I don't believe that you should be telling people that, because you setting up false hope in these youth.
Right.
You basically telling a youngster that forget education, just get your raps together and you're going to be rich.
Now, my kid got to go to school.
I ain't talking about you.
No,
I'm talking about the industry is telling you, when you come to one day I was standing outside rapping and P. Diddy heard me rapping and now I'm rich. No. It was a whole lot more to it than that. Don't tell these kids, then now they standing on the corner waiting on Diddy and he ain't never coming. It's crazy. It's so much foolery, so much trickery involved with this money game. That if you don't know the business, and you don't know how to speak the language of the business, it's gonna railroad you every time. So you said you a father of 12.
12. All about one
but
woman.
Even more, all about one woman. You got to say that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I understand what you're saying.
But I'm just saying, for me,
for you,
that's an accomplishment for
me. I understand what you mean. You said, but see, you also told me, aside from those 12 kids, you got group homes for at-risk youth. So you got actually more than 12 kids. You got 12 kids that's natural, and you got some other ones that's looking up to you like, you feel me?
Yeah.
That's heavy.
And then it's like, because a lot of people throw away, the society, the way it is the way it's set up. These kids, I literally can be around children that never hugged a man before. They think it's gay. Because another man never touched me. Okay, never seen a man shave before. So it's the little thing. Never seen a man work. Never seen a man get into the word. Never seen a man be polite. Open the door.
Never knew what a bank account was. Don't know how to fill out an application. Don't know what a resume. It's a long list of stuff. I used to teach classes to these youths and try to teach them, like, dudes 25 to 27 years old and don't even know their own social security number.
Right.
There you go.
How you 25 years old and don't know your social, man?
And see, you know what, Goldie? That's a good thing that you brought that up, because, see, that's the reason why it's brothers like you all y'all pumping the blood through the streets and through the world, basically. Now, we could have said streets years ago, but you're all over the world now. Yeah, worldwide. So, and the thing about it is
NoStaticRadio.com.
NoStaticRadio.com. See, but because the thing is that I've been reading a lot of stuff about Dr. Jawanza. I've been reading the miseducation of the Negro, the new Jim Crow,
and Willie Lynch letters. Keep going.
So you can keep on going. Yeah. So the thing about it is that it's deeper than what we see face value. We need to teach people how to invest their money, these youth. We need to teach them to get their own businesses started. I don't basically just teach my kids, you go to college, get your 4-year degree, and you go work for somebody else. I teach them at a young age, me and my wife, how to...
Entrepreneurship.
There you go.
Start your own business.
My little girl had me in tears the other day setting up that little lemonade stand.
Oh, man.
Remember she was out there selling their hot dogs and their lemonade, and I just stood back. I said, do your thing. And they was like the cars would ride past the house, they give me the look.
Don't start that.
Like, go talk to her, because they trying to see if it's okay to talk to my daughter.
Right.
I'm like, go ahead, get her some business. She glowed when she made her little money, and she bought her own school supplies. I was standing there choked up. I said, this is my baby. She got some money.
Because your baby, see, that's the potential. Your baby got the potential to go further than being a video girl.
Yep.
Or further than being,
just somebody's whatever thought.
Whatever the new person is. I don't know. But you know what I mean? She's, what you call it?
I want to take a few minutes for our YouTube viewers and our radio listeners to introduce Velvet D.O. Hey, Velvet. You got to talk in the mic.
Get up in the mic.
Hey.
Hey, Velvet is she works a job, she goes to school, and she also has a nightlife job. Now, people from this show know her for being an exotic dancer, but I watched her. I see her in the club because I DJ one night, which is Sunday night at the Omas Clubhouse, where the girls come out and dance. Man, she was sitting at the table doing homework in the grimiest, nastiest, roughest, most beautiful place in the city. And man, she was grimiest. The Omas Clubhouse is the roughest, grimiest, most beautiful place. And I understand you ain't gonna go. I know, I understand, but I'm saying to see.
Her dedication
I heard
to
DMX
something
say it
else
like
than
this
that.
a long time ago. He said every once in a while, God shines a beam of light down on somebody in the ghetto, somebody that's struggling, and that beam of light is strong when it get on certain people. And when you see it, you gotta respect. You gotta know it's there. You're gonna find a whole lot of people try to stand under that light with you, but it's just a beam.
That's real.
And I'm sitting there watching the light shine down on this one right here. And I
Doing
said,
her homework.
She meant for something bigger than this.
Yeah,
she got the mentality, she got the mindset. And so I invited her here to come talk. Because she talks so eloquently, like, for real, and I ain't being funny enough, to hear a stripper talk with such articulation and be so smart, it amazed me.
Well,
because I've been around them my whole life.
But think about it like this, though. This is risk good because even young girls need to see her, because at the end of the day, when you got somebody, okay, she was a stripper, okay, I was a drug dealer, so you know what I mean. So what I'm saying is, but the power comes in where you really can see God manifest in somebody's life is when 1.7 grade point average, graduating from Collinwood, didn't know how to really read and write because who cares about school back then, right? And then it's like now all of a sudden I'm writing my own books, you know, and doing things. What I'm saying is I'm encouraged by her because we need females to the same way that we came out.
I stood now keep in mind the DJ booth is up in the air. Right. She across the room sitting at the table. I'll show you the picture when we go to break. But I just I came right there and I said, look, I remember I told you, I said, look back now. Because I don't do faces on people's faces all like that. Because sometimes you never know what they'll do with a picture. But anyway, I took the picture and I just thought to myself, it was one of those moments. In the cell phone age now, we had these moments where I got to take a picture of that.
Right.
I saw that and I was like, that is amazing. And I watched her. I said, she is serious. She is not faking either. She got a little Wi-Fi hotspot. She taking her test online. I said, I just felt like a certain type of love. I don't know, like, I wish that was mine. So I was like, oh, she is so special and so precious. Look at her doing her own work. I got to take a picture of this. Look at my baby. Oh, look at her. And I went over there and I took the picture. And I was like, you meant for more than this. And she know it. She know it. She enjoy herself at what she do. So that's really all that matters to me. At the end of the day, whatever you do, I don't judge people. Let God judge people. I don't got time to judge. Whatever you do, long as you ain't hurt nobody and you being a good person about it, do what you do.
Still putting it down, still getting it in.
Yeah, I do it for the ministry, you know.
So speaking of the ministry, tell us a little bit about Lyrical. You was telling us earlier. Tell us a little bit about it. Then I want you to tell all the listeners and viewers how they can get in touch with you.
All right, Lyrical is a mentorship program for, just males, ages 9 to 18. And basically what we do is we take, we let their arts express themselves, like whether it's music, poetry, or drawing, to express themselves. So every week we talk about topics and things such as violence, peer pressure, drugs, prison, the things that really that be the roadblock or the stumbling blocks for our young males where, and our city is hurting real bad when it comes to youth, but I still see the potential in them. And a lot of times people use things as an outlet to let their frustration out. So Lyrical is a program basically to mentor using music, arts, and poetry. And at the end of each session, like they go in 8-week sessions, we will record non-violence CD. And those that do the art, stuff like that. They would create the cover. Those that may rap or sing or do poetry will actually be on the record. And then at the end, we'll have a program where we give out certificates and things like that. And one of the things they got to do is they got to, they show up and do it. So we're doing it all over the city. Starting October the 10th, we will be in Twinsburg, the Twinsburg Library. And anybody that's interested, you can just go to my website at www.pastortone.com, and it basically has everything, all the information on there, and how you can register. The program is free, but you do have to purchase a T-shirt. Because I like that unity and that camaraderie. Yeah, I want that because that's what
uniform's
make that
powerful. It take a lot of that extra stuff.
Exactly. So yeah, it's not much. But other than that, that's basically lyrical. And we're going around the city. Our next stop, I think, is down at Fred Ward's spot. Shout out to Fred Ward. He's doing good work on 105 at his center down there. But that should be our next. But go to pastortone.com and that's how you.
I mean, like I was saying off air, it's like the climate of the streets right now. People want solutions, and they confused. They don't understand why this is happening to them. They don't understand why kids are being caught in the crossfire of adult activities. They don't understand that, and they want to do something about it, but don't know really what to do. Like it's like they want to go get a gun and fight on the front line. Right. But they don't know who to shoot at. They don't know where to aim their aggression. Right. So it's dudes like Fred Ward and yourself, and I applaud y'all. Like we talked about Fred last week. Fred was like my uncle growing up. He was like my big brother. Right. We went to school together, and like I know Fred. Like, right. And to see him and go on the phone.
Yeah, we got
calling you on there. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, what up? It's your girl Coco Z.
What's up, mama? I thought you was coming in the show today.
I know, man. It's how my DJ life. Every time I turn around.
Coco Z, the mixed mistress.
Well, at least she called in, you know what I'm saying?
We're glad she called in. I was talking about you earlier. I said, oh, I don't think Coco coming.
yeah, I know. I've been like scheduling and rescheduling and all kind of stuff. So I'm like, let me call because I'm down the street at the community center. I work outside and we're doing a multimedia program, and we getting back together. So they kind of like sprung some stuff on me. So
you need to link up with Toney. You remember Toney from Mo Thug? He was in the Poetic Hustler.
Yeah.
He doing big things. He on the show today with us, and he talking about his book. What is it called again? From showbiz to the soul business. And he a pastor now, and he just doing big things. And he on that positive stuff. He got programs working with youth and hip hop and the faith, and he just doing a whole lot of positive stuff right now. We just talking about how the climate of the streets with all this violence, everybody down, depressed, and not knowing what to do. And it's people like him, like you, like Fred Ward, that's giving people these options, these alternatives, these ways to express their frustration in a positive way, where they can get youth to come together. Because sometimes we got to police ourselves. Exactly. Sometimes I got to lean over to my dude and say, don't do that, man. Exactly. Don't do that. Exactly. You shouldn't be doing nothing like that. And it's going to be received because we from the same cloth. There you go. You feel me? And we got to we instilling these thoughts into our youth. I think is a positive thing. But y'all should definitely link up, because when I hear you and I hear him talk, y'all sound like y'all talking from the same stage.
Yeah, because if everybody just do their part, like I said, something is better than nothing. And I feel like God didn't give all of us the influence that he had given us just for us to keep us stuck. Right. Now if you think back to the civil rights movement, Dr. King and them didn't set out to be Dr. King doing what he did.
He just was being him.
That was an issue that raised up. Mm-hmm. And then that's when the movement came. Now watch this. You remember when they was going through all that, you had singers like Marvin Gaye singing songs, What's Going On, and James Brown, I'm Black and I'm Proud. What I want to challenge the hip hop community, especially in Cleveland, I want to challenge all these artists, rappers, singers, poets, whoever you got going on. Listen, I want to challenge where them songs at.
Right.
Because something's going on, so let's talk about what's going on.
Right.
Professor in seminary told me, he said the best preachers are the preachers that can talk about relevant topics.
Yeah. Absolutely. So nobody want to sit there and listen to no boring stuff.
But think about it.
If you can't reach me, then you can't teach me.
But think about this then. Think about this. If you're a rapper, singer, or poet, you a street preacher.
Yeah.
Think about it. So then watch this. Now that's the same thing with that. Everybody think about it. Sick and tired. Okay, we got money, we got cars, we got girls, we got drink, we got this, we got that. I challenge everybody, let's go deeper. Let's go deeper.
Yeah.
Where the public enemies at? Where the KRS-Ones at?
Yeah.
Where everybody at? No, what I'm saying.
I get it. I
What
get
doing. Trust
it.
me. I'm not
I want to
knocking.
say this
I'm
in the
just
defense of my city. They out there. I see them all the time.
Right.
They just not being heard from. They just not being promoted maybe properly. I don't understand, but it's the climate. The streets is in a way where you got to come at them like I told you, Peter. Go amongst them as you are and preach the gospel. You got to go to them and relate to them. KRS-One said one thing in the interview I never forgot growing up. KRS-One said, my first album, Criminal Minded, was to reach them. Now I'm going to teach them. He said, once you get their attention, they start listening to what you got to say, then you teach them.
That's real.
If you notice it was never another album like Criminal Minded.
No, it wasn't.
Never was from him.
Nope.
And he put out a lot of them.
And it was edutainment.
It was all education after that.
Ghetto, you know what I'm saying?
There wasn't no education on Criminal Minded for real.
No, it was not.
It was all. They was our NWA before NWA came out.
That's real. And but you know,
But
like I said,
Coco, what you got going on though? Tell us what you doing, man. What you got going on?
I have a little bit of everything going on. Like I said, I do the multimedia after school program at Saddamore Family Center, where we teaching photography, videography, DJing, and recording arts. And right now I'm just recruiting people who are trying to get focused, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's at-risk youth, and we got to have something for them to do after school to keep them out of trouble. So I just been going around to the schools in the neighborhoods, just trying to recruit students to come and learn something different.
That's
you know,
what's up.
just trying to keep them out of trouble.
Well, you know, you
And
got our
as a
support.
DJ, I'm just a little bit all over, you know.
If you
just
need anybody that's in the
working on the
studio
craft.
right now to help out with anything you got going on, you know, I'm just a phone call away. Me, DJ A, Toney, he more than willing to jump in. Velvet more willing. If you want anybody to got any type of contribution we can make, just let us know, man. We'd love to support and help anything that's stopping the cycle of violence, is stopping the cycle of depression that's going on in the hood.
Right.
Anything that's gonna uplift these youth and let them know they matter. They lives is valuable. They not worthless. They're not ignored. They're not forgotten. They're loved. They're appreciated. I tell people all the time, in a minute, them same young dudes gonna be the one pushing your wheelchair.
Yeah.
And if you don't teach them better, they're gonna be running you into a wall, slapping you around.
Right.
It's our responsibility to make this place a better world for the children that come behind us, because they didn't ask to be born into this. If we wasn't born into it, we shouldn't expect them to be born into it. We was born into some struggle, but this struggle they got now is
ridiculous. It's coming
just
from
when you
all
thought it
different
couldn't get no
angles.
worse. You feel me?
It's
It's
coming
hope.
from.
It's hope, though.
Yeah,
It's
it's a whole
always
nother
hope.
level right now,
It's
you know.
yeah,
So
it's gonna take
we
some
just
hard
trying to get to them and reach them, come down to their level where they understand what we're talking about, so they can relate and then be able to teach them something. Because a lot of them, they just not hearing us or not in the atmosphere to even learn something that's gonna let them know that it's more than the hood to life. You know what I'm saying? So we just trying to give them new experiences.
Now that's what you just said. That's powerful, because a lot of them, like when I was growing up, we was trying to take over a neighborhood that didn't even belong to us.
You saying something now?
We ain't need that concrete don't belong to us, and we thought that was the world. From this stretch to this stretch. Man, the first time I went out of town, I was amazed. I was amazed because I was grown. I didn't leave town until I was grown. So by the time I spent my whole young youth in Ohio, in Cleveland, Ohio, I left town only to go to prison. Then when I got older, I left town and went to start seeing the country and touring and all that, and just seeing people was people, and they got love all over the country. It's a whole nother level, man.
A whole nother world.
It is, because the summer program we have down here, we got a whole summer camp, and we gave them experiences, and we took them horseback riding. You know what I'm saying? We took them to Tower City and seen the actual tower, not the mall part. We took them up to see the tower.
Up to the
We
top?
took them skating, and we taught them how to swim. We took them bike riding every day. A lot of youth don't even got their own bike.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we just gave them different experiences. We took them to different places to see different things. Like, it ain't just about you being here just because
That's
you
that
live here. It's
exposure I
more
was
than
just
this.
talking about.
We got to take you outside of your comfort zone. We took them to the art museum.
Right.
You know, we just took them different places so they can get different experiences. You
Imagine
know,
how
and
many.
just let 'em
Imagine
know,
how
like,
much. Think about how
here,
long.
it can happen.
Think about how long it was till you thought it was cool to just walk in the art museum. Just a hood dude.
Right.
Like, I grew up in the hood.
You
I
ain't
used to
gonna
be
walk
like,
in
I don't belong in there. I'm out of place. I don't want to go in no art museum. Severance Hall? No. I ain't got no permission slip to be in there. You know, it was a mindset that we weren't supposed to go to these culturally advanced places. We weren't supposed to be exposed to this and that. We was only supposed to know this. And that's what we was talking about earlier about the system and the way it's designed to keep us in a certain bracket.
Yep.
Right.
And see, notice,
Right.
and then going back to what you said, Goldie, listen to this. And you know, and for the rest of my artists is in my city, you know, Cleveland, I got love for everybody. But the reason why I wasn't saying that people wasn't doing nothing, it was just that we got to keep it going, keep pushing it. But the
Right.
one thing I do want to know, that's because the industry, everything is designed from television to music to keep us brainwashed. Where it's like okay, it's only this style of music, only this style of drama, shows, this style. You know, once we start getting some things, because I remember growing up when the Cosby Show was on TV, and to me, that wasn't normal to me.
Right.
A working
know
mama
what you
and
mean.
daddy that had all his kids together, that they were
A
successful.
doctor and a lawyer.
Yeah.
Right.
But see, then fast 40 years later, I told my wife, I said, we living like that. Meaning, like, it was from my life growing up. I couldn't relate to the Cosby, even though he was positive on TV, but it wasn't normal. You
Growing
know,
up,
and
we
Man,
was
do you
on-
understand that I'm a street dude to the core? Like, I grew up in
Yeah.
the street, on the actual street. My daughter, she 19 years old, and she came to me and was having a conversation about college, and I didn't understand nothing she was talking about. And I got up and I said, you know what? Next time we have a conversation, I'm gonna know what she talking about. And I learned about college, like financial aid.
Yeah,
I had to educate myself
yeah,
to understand what she need,
right.
to understand her needs, and it's sad because as children we should have been taught that. These youth in the streets don't know nothing about the college structure. How they gonna go to college? They don't even understand how to go get in. They feel like if they on the property, they in violation because they don't even know where to go to get into college.
Oh yeah, we take them on college tours too.
Absolutely.
we do all
They don't
that
know how to
here,
get
you know?
bank accounts. Nobody ever showed them what a savings and checking account was. Nobody
Right.
ever showed them how to make a doctor's appointment.
But
Stuff that we
but-
take for granted, they really need to be shown that. They don't know it if you don't show it to them.
Yeah, because the
Right.
one thing about it too, you know, with 80% of the prison population being black males, you know, that's gone right there.
Man, we had a doctor, doctor. He had an African name. I can't remember his name, but he came and he said something very prolific to me. Statistically, he said the average person on the streets makes 3,000 to 5,000 decisions a day. The average person in prison makes 300. Everything's
That's
decided for you. You don't have to make a doctor's appointment because they come get you, and if you don't go, they'll put you in the hole. Everything is structured, and it's making you do it. You don't have to worry about going to rec because you got to go. When they empty out the door, everybody got to go to rec. Everybody got to go to eat. They make you do the stuff that you don't have a decision.
Right.
Well, once you get out here, all you know is the decisions of when to get that pack, re-up, whatever you doing, hustling, whether it's stealing car, whatever they doing to make money. That's their decision. That's their decision cycle. They don't have the options. And what you doing with your program, what Coco's doing with her program, is giving these youth options. Y'all arming them with an education where they have an option or alternative to that because they want an alternative. People, I believe that people by nature is good.
Me too.
They only become bad by their influences and their experiences.
I agree.
People want to do good. That's why Christianity is so popular. All the bad people get to forgive and get to reset and start over and be washed in the blood and live a different life. People, that's a glorious thing to some people. It's amazing. It's prolific and life-changing.
Yeah, you saying something?
You
Goldie.
see what I'm
That's it,
saying?
man. Right.
We want to be good, but when nobody teaches you how to be good, You can't do nothing but do like I told you. You show what you know, and you know what's been shown to you. Period, point blank. And there's no argument to that. It's some way, form, or fashion. You've seen everything you know, or heard it, or experienced it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because we born like brand new computers with no software. Somebody got to upload us all that.
Somebody do.
Input that. You know
Input that all over you. You feel me? And you got people like yourself, like Coco. Y'all reprogramming. Y'all uploading positive software to their computers. Y'all giving them options, and that's working in your purpose. And as long as you walking in your purpose and doing what God put you here to do, the door's gonna fly open because you're doing what you're supposed to do. When you try to veer off and walk in somebody else's purpose or do something else you seen, it ain't gonna work. You're gonna be frustrated and depressed the whole time. But look, when you walking in your purpose, you got joy.
You saying it.
You feel what I'm saying? You got joy. You got power. You feel like, I tell them all the time, it's time when I want to stop. I want to give up because I feel like it's just me sometimes. I'm out here by myself, but my team, they pick me up.
There you go.
They say, what you doing, Goldie? We about to come to the studio. We about to do something. Like, for real? I was just about to go do this and this. But all right, I'm going to stay here. And now I'm back.
And see, there it is. That's the whole thing of the accountability of the togetherness, the camaraderie that you need.
Fellowship.
Everybody needs somebody. Fellowship. Moses, he had Aaron, and Joshua with him. So you figure Paul had Barnabas and Silas in them. Everybody. Jesus had the 12. So at the end of the day, everybody needs somebody.
Absolutely.
But you know what? And it's like I feel like what they're doing, what everybody's doing, to me, I just pray. Just keep going. I pray God give y'all strength and tenacity to keep doing what he called. It's not going to be easy. But at the same time, as long as I can leave here, this earth, and say I did my part, then that's it. That's the success for me.
I had a spiritual leader when I was gone. Like, everybody had little...
Yeah.
And this dude, his name was Juan Martinez. He was a very good dude. He said, it's easy to stay how you is. He said, but what God called you for is going to be hard. He said, you know you're doing what's right when it's hard. He said, if it ain't hard, you ain't learning. If it ain't hard, you ain't growing. If it ain't hard, you ain't changing.
You're right.
He said, so expect it to be hard. And when it's hard, embrace that hardship. Embrace that struggle. Embrace that fight and push on. And when you come through it, you're going to be a better man for it. And I never forget that. I never forgot it. And it always stuck with me. Them little words. See, God put people in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
There you go.
Sometimes it take a person just to come into your life to say one thing to change your whole thinking.
Sure is.
It took one person to come into my life and tell me it ain't no such thing as a successful drug dealer. And I marinated on that for months. I sat in a prison cell and like, man, what do you mean? But I really couldn't honestly name one.
Can't.
No, you can't.
I couldn't name one. It's not one single successful drug dealer ever walked the face of this earth to the point where they continue to sell drugs from day one to the day they died. Now, some people sell drugs, get out the game, and do other things. But they're not successful drug dealers. They're successful other things.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody either go to jail or die. It ain't nobody just I've been selling drugs for 50 years and I'm about to retire. That don't happen.
And see, and in the way that
Listen, I ain't never heard of them.
And see, in the way that it's set up, the way the system is set up, the new Jim Crow law, which is a good book by Michelle Alexander for everybody to read, is that the way that Jim Crow was back in the day, like, it's more men in prison, black men today, than it was in slavery in 1854. So at the end of the day, if we could put TV shows on that's designed for you to want, then you're going to have strippers. Then you're going to have drug dealers. Then you're going to have dudes that want to rob and kill. Because they get $42,000 a head a year for a prisoner. So that's how they make their money. So now it's designed to keep us dumb.
Man, it's so much bigger than that. It's so... Prison is an industry. Prison is an industry.
Days, though. You got to go back to the old days where you got to teach these kids that is entertainment. Exactly. When I came up, I was listening to Snoop Dogg, I was listening to Tupac, and my mother found the CD, like, what are you doing? I'm like, Mom, I know the difference between a bitch, a hoe, and a woman.
Exactly.
This shit is entertainment. I'm not about to still go to class and get my education and go to college.
Absolutely.
Because this shit is entertainment. I'm just listening to this shit right now, partying. I'm in the mood. When I turn that shit off, I'm going to class.
Right.
This shit is entertainment. I'm not about to go out here and try to live this life that I'm listening to on this CD. This shit is entertainment.
Coco, listen to this. You said the key word, and my homegirl just said it. What you say? What you just say?
A lot of kids don't have parents home to tell them the difference.
That was the key word. A lot of
A
parents.
lot of kids don't have
okay, now
parents
what
to tell
about
them
this
the
one?
difference.
What if you listening to? Well, she gonna say Snoop. Okay, what if you listening to Snoop, for example? Even though that was tight back, that was a cold album back then. But like you say you knew the difference, you know. But what if your mama? Both y'all smoking blunts.
Yeah.
Both of y'all listening to that.
And both of y'all listening to
Both
2
y'all
Chainz.
listen to 2 Chainz. Whoever, both y'all. So what do we do in that situation? And then
That's because the mothers are so young now. They your friend instead of your
That's what
mama.
I mean. That's that baby having baby syndrome.
Right,
You know
and
what I'm
that's
saying?
real.
And that's what we gotta get
You
back
know,
to
the older I get,
community.
the older I
You know
get,
what
the
I'm
older I
saying?
get, the more I respect
Ain't no more big
the
mamas.
rules.
Ain't no more. We gotta
ain't no
get
big
back to
mama.
that
You
and
right.
teach them.
Grandma at the club
back
too.
the difference. Like you said, we gotta reprogram.
We
And
gotta
that's what
reprogram.
But let me tell you a story
comes
real
down
quick.
to it gotta be reprogrammed.
Let me tell you a story. In the Bible, in Exodus, when they went to the wilderness, it was supposed to be like a 11-day journey that took 40 years, and they kept going around in a circle because they wasn't obeying God. They was complaining, murmuring, everything. And the Bible says that in order for them to enter the promised land, the older generation had to die off, and then they had to start fresh with the new generation with Joshua as the leader. So sometimes we got to get to the point where we might have to say, okay, well, whoever don't want to come to this program that Coco have, or Fred Ward, or Pastor Tone, or Goldie, whoever else setting up programs, whoever don't want to go here, if it may not be 30, it may be 5. So we got to just say, well, this is for the next generation.
Right.
Those that's going to end up in prison,
Right.
God forbid,
So that's all we can do is plant seeds.
Exactly. And
That's all we can do is
so
plant
we-
seeds and hope that they tend to the seed and they
Exactly.
water it and nurture
Exactly.
the seed that you plant. Because people only gonna receive what they receptacle to.
Exactly.
If you're not
Yeah.
open to hear nothing, you're not gonna learn.
Exactly.
You know how many times I used to tell dudes when I was in juvenile, like, I don't need no counselor, get out my face.
Exactly.
I wasn't receptive
Right.
because I was afraid of the knowledge.
Exactly.
Because you convicted by the knowledge.
There you go.
Once you know better, you compelled to do better.
Guess what? I'm a perfect example. My son, I got a son that's 18. He be 18.
All right, it's time for me to go.
Okay,
Good talking to
Coco,
you.
we really thank you for
I
calling.
ain't talking about y'all. I'm in the gym. They bouncing basketballs on my laptop. This the money maker. We can't have these type of problems.
Woo, do you know I know what you mean?
All right. So I somewhat to make listen. My son, he into music
Yeah,
and everything,
go ahead,
and
though.
then it was like I took him. I got all these books in the house because I told them that after all this knowledge and stuff I've been reading over the years, it's like if I would have known that back then, going back to what you said,
Right.
I wouldn't have done half the stuff I did.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't have. But like you said, you didn't.
But
wanna
you
know.
needed to do that.
But guess what? Though?
That's
Me-
the power of God. You
I
got to
did.
look at it like
I know I do.
needed to have to go through that to
I
be
did.
who I am,
Today.
to make the impact that I'm making.
And
I
I
was
accept
walking
that.
in my purpose and didn't even realize
accept
it.
that.
The plan was so magnificent
That's
and
why
miraculous
yeah.
that at the end of the day, you get to the end of that road and
Yeah.
you look back and say, I needed to go
Oh,
through
I needed that because it made me who I am today. But see, the one thing that I did, I took him to the East Cleveland Library. And when I took him down there, him and my daughter, and we got all these books like Brainwashed and the Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, all that stuff, Jim Crow, everything. And he reading them. He said, Dad, with me reading all this stuff, all the knowledge he was getting, he was like, it make me don't even want to talk about the stuff that I think I'm supposed to talk about.
Right, because you know it's a greater purpose.
But because now you deeper.
Because he convicted by the knowledge.
Exactly. And see, and then
Once
it's,
if somebody tell you
what I'm trying to
you
say.
got an option, sink or swim. If you don't know how to swim, you're going to sink every time. It take you to learn to swim. Now you can take advantage of that option because you know how to swim now.
But
you
if
feel what I'm
everything that we
saying?
see, they make it seem like they swimming, but it's designed to make us drown.
Exactly. They drowning. They don't know how to swim.
But I'm saying
they
even
think
the
they
stuff that-
swimming.
even the stuff that they put
They
out
just
there,
treading water. They ain't getting across the lake. They just in one spot treading.
Right.
They might not be drowning yet, but when their legs get too tired, they gonna drown.
Let me hit you with another one. My kids say, how come it's all white bubblegum shows on TV? How come they don't have no shows with black kids? So whose fault is that? To me, at the end of the day, where the Tylers at? Where the Puff Daddies at? Oh, I'm not knocking nobody how they making their money. Trust
But-
me.
That's how the system's
But,
set up.
but that's how the
Right.
system is set up. But then when you get back, now this is why the good book.
Man, that's all ratings and stuff. It's bigger than
But
this.
I'm-
Anything we could think
but
of
I'm
when it
saying-
comes to TV.
But I'm saying, the miseducation of the Negro states the fact that if I'm gonna get educated or money, what am I going like me right now? Am I gonna take it and keep burning down the hood, or am I gonna take the power and the influence and the money I got to build up the hood?
But black people are very selfish.
I think one of our biggest problems is everybody want their name on the front of the building.
Yeah, too many chiefs.
Everybody want to be the leader. Everybody want to be the president. Don't nobody want to be the vice president, the secretary. Don't nobody say, when I grow up, I want to be assistant.
They don't want to help.
Everybody want to be the man. Don't nobody want to be the man next to the man, next to the man, next to the man. Don't nobody. Only people that's willing to do that is people that's seen the light. People that's been enlightened to the way the world really is. I'm a great follower, but I'm also a good leader. You see what I'm saying?
It's a time to lead and it's a time to follow.
Absolutely. If I'm in a situation, if I go to Coco's place and she doing her thing, and I think it's a magnificent thing, and I want to contribute some of mine, I got to follow her.
Right.
This her thing. I got to not want to. I got to be the best me I can be at all times, and with that is being able to contribute back from what I've been through. Well, I didn't go through all this stuff for nothing.
Right.
It's a reason for everything. God, when I was on my knees and I was crying and I was in them cells and I was wondering, why you do this to me? What I do so bad that I deserve this? Now I know. I needed to go through that. This was a building block to who I am today. I needed to see this side. I needed the firsthand experience to articulate this to somebody else so that they won't go through what I've been through. And if they do have to go through it, they go in there with knowledge and they able to make better decisions than the ones I made. I bumped my head. Jesus died for it. I bumped my head so somebody else ain't got to bump their head.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why it wasn't for nothing.
That's it.
You got to make it for something. You got to see that I didn't just go through this for no reason. I went through it to impart this on somebody. Man. And these youth need that. They don't even know how to say, like you said, they don't even know how to hug a man. These dudes, when I get these dudes by themselves and I get to talking to them, mentoring one-on-one, I feel like, where was your dad? Where was your uncles? Nobody told you this? And they open up to me in a way a child opened up to a father. And I just look at them with so much compassion, so much empathy that I want to just help them from all of it. But all I can do is give them what I can in the time we allowed to be together to talk. And two of my mentees out here now, they doing good. One of them I just seen at OTC, graduated from college. The other one, he working a full-time job. They ain't selling no drugs no more. But it took me to see that to realize I had an impact, that I'm doing what's right.
Trust me, you got an impact now.
Now, this thing with Coco too is I hear girls, a lot of females look up to her. Yeah, Coco got you got an all girl DJ crew, right? She still on the phone? Yeah. Coco.
Yeah, I'm here.
Don't you got
I got an all-female DJ coalition, Go Get Her DJs, and then I got a radio show called Girl Power Radio, but we don't discriminate. It's just I wanted to have a voice for the females.
Right, and I hear that. I hear females talking about it. Right. I hear females talking about it. That's letting me know she's making an impact. She's influencing their life enough for them to mention her in their conversation.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's how you know you become a member or you walking in your purpose. Because people she the inspiration. If it weren't for her, seeing her do it, I wouldn't even be DJing. Man, you know how many people walk up to me in the court, and I ain't trying to toot my own horn or brag, but people come to me all the time and say, if it weren't for you, Goldie, I want to be who I am. Al Porter just texted me and DJ A the other day, said, if it weren't for y'all making and breaking my song back in 2000-something, I wouldn't have kept going.
Or making it break it, yeah.
We tried to make it or break it every week.
And we broke his tune.
That was us. That was our show.
Yep, we broke his tune. He got broke on the air.
He said that made him more motivated than ever.
That's it.
He's my close friend right now.
Yep.
It ain't nothing he can't get from me. Al Porter, Suave Gotti, these my close friends. They can get, if I got it, they got it. Yeah. That's how I feel because we've been through so much in this game.
And they supported us.
Me and Suave Gotti, we went from catching the bus downtown to rap battle. That's when it first started. Right. I've been in this game. The Drake and them got a CD called "Beautiful Time to Be Alive." What is it?
A great time to be alive. Whatever it's called.
I think my generation was the best time ever to be alive. We watched computers get invented.
Yeah. Right.
We watched rap music get invented.
Right.
Yep.
I was there from "Don't Push Me" because I'm close. I got that record still.
Right.
all the way to now. I watched the whole development up to this point of a culture, not just a music, a genre. I'm talking about of a culture.
Right.
I grew up in that culture.
Right.
You feel me? I feel like it's beautiful. Like it's a blessing to me to have lived through that. I got a story to tell my great-great-grandkids if God bless me to live that long. I can sit there. I was there when their first rap was ever recorded.
Right.
What's your grandpa? Yeah.
Right.
Tell me about that.
Right. That's real.
I was there when they first invented the first computer and the first video game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was there. I saw it. I had this and had that and did this and did that.
Right.
We had a beautiful time to be alive in this day and age.
Right.
Yes,
And to not see that is being blind. And to know that you should be wanting to impart that on the youth.
Yeah.
People will see, a lot of people from my generation, we assume that kids are born knowing. Because first of all, we was too young to be parents. If you're too young to be parents, you don't even know what's important yet.
Right.
How you gonna know what's important you living at your mama house? You don't know about bills and banking and all the stuff that you know when you get grown.
Yeah.
So how you gonna teach a child that? Because you don't know it.
And then you as a parent or as a grown person, you got to continue to always have a teachable spirit. You always got to be learning.
But
trying
when
to
you
better
that
yourself.
young, you steady learning yourself. It's hard to teach when you still a student.
But the one thing I knew when I first had our first child, even I wasn't that young, I was in my 20s, but I just knew I wanted to be there. That was step one. Me being there was the first important thing, and then it grew and developed until now me being the father of all them kids. And one thing
But
about
see,
it
that
is
comes with age. When you, as you
like,
got older,
yeah,
you start getting knowledge. You was convicted by the knowledge to do better, and you wanted to impart them
and you
on
know,
your
a lot
seed.
of things fell off. The more knowledge you learn, the more stuff fall off.
Exactly.
They keep you dumb.
The more bullshit, the more stuff that you thought was the real turned
it
out to be
falls
the
off.
bullshit.
Yeah, it falls off.
Yes, it does.
Like she said, I don't even watch TV. I feel her 100%.
Because
And
it's bull.
It's like, you're right. It's not.
I laugh.
It's
If
a
it ain't,
joke.
I don't watch nothing that don't make me laugh. Everybody that follow me on Facebook at DJ Goldie Montana, they know I'm a funny dude. I like funny stuff. It don't make me laugh. I'm not posting it. I'm not gonna comment on it.
Right.
If you get to talking about too much depressed shit on my page, I'm gonna unfollow you. I don't need to go to Facebook to get sad. I can go on the porch.
That's it.
I can just look down the street, look at them. Look, what is they doing? What they doing? What they doing? And I feel kind of weird now as an adult,
Right.
Because I feel like that's how they used to look at it. We just did that
We
outside.
did that, yeah, we just
Coming in the
did
building,
that,
it was
yep.
4 kids. They got mohawks, pants down there.
Yeah.
We like, is that how? Oh, look! I was like, look at them.
That's how y'all used to look.
I said, is that? I said, I used to have that same hairstyle he got
So did rocking
with the
same
parts
gear.
on the side and everything, man.
It
That
made
is
sense back then.
crazy.
Yeah, my kids hit me with
Now
that.
I see what them old dudes was talking about. Like y'all young boys don't know nothing.
Right,
Y'all-
right.
I understand now.
Right.
Like-
now we the old people. Now we the teachers. You know
So
what I'm
you
saying?
got 2 choices. You could talk about it or be about it. I'm tired of talking about. I'm about to. But
Be about it.
youngster,
There you go.
you messed up. I got to be like, hey,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you messed up, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna show you another way. And I
Exactly.
bet you, if you find out about this other way, you gonna want to do something better than that.
Exactly.
Right.
See,
That's
we
it. That's how
can't.
you
You
do
can't
it.
go in there and you tell these young kids y'all wrong, y'all bad. How you gonna tell a young man that everything he think is wrong?
Right.
You don't do that.
No.
You go in there, you tell him like,
Exactly.
look, man, that's cool.
Exactly.
I understand how you
Yeah.
came to that
Yeah.
conclusion, but look, how about this? Look at this. Tell me what
Exactly.
you think it is.
Exactly.
And he gonna make an intelligent decision because we
Exactly.
by nature is good.
Exactly. Exactly. Because like
It say clearly,
that's
it tell us even in scripture.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut
Go
you
ahead.
off,
No,
but
you
it tell
good.
us
Go
in
ahead.
scripture.
Right.
In the beginning, God made all things, and all things was good.
Yeah, okay. Right.
I had a heated debate, man,
What?
with some guys in prison. We went on for about 2 or 3 hours until the next
Yeah,
day
okay.
when I was able to get to the church and talk to the chaplain. They said, well, if God created everything, he had to create evil too and allow it to exist. And I said, yeah. And we was talking about it, and this other dude said, God didn't create evil. We created evil. I said, no, it ain't. I said, God. He said, God said all things is good, but if he created everything, he had to create evil. Well, my understanding was wrong. My understanding on evil was wrong. See, God created everything good, and man put evil in it. Evil is a creation of man. Evil does not mean the opposite of good. Evil means the lack of good.
Yeah, he just disobeyed.
It means the lack of good.
Right.
Understand what I'm saying? Everything is filled with good, but we can pull that good out of it. This charger right here is a charger for my laptop. I'm gonna hold it up, look at the camera. But this can be a murder weapon if I so choose to make
course.
it.
Right.
So my influence is making this evil.
Right.
And that's the same thing with thoughts, ideas, people, and other objects.
Just like
It's our
that.
influence that what puts on stuff, but we all have an innate conscience that want us to be good. Now the sociopath is different. It's exception to every rule. You got some people that just got chemical imbalances in their brain. They born incapable, or maybe they've been through some stuff that makes them damaged goods to the point where they're incapable of good. But everybody, I believe, everybody wants to be good, and I gotta believe that.
And sometimes your surroundings don't support you.
That's
you know,
so
because
true.
people think that.
Man,
a
I
lot
know
of
so
times,
many
the dumber
people
you
that-
are, you know, if a kid
They
talk,
left.
if a
Beyond
kid
that,
talk,
though.
if a kid talk proper, they automatically say you trying to be white.
Right.
But at
Right.
the end of the day, is he trying to be white or is he trying to talk proper English?
Proper
Like,
English.
you see what I'm saying? So it's like, so you know, you got to look at it like, or if you want to go better yourself, you know, you might have some people like, well, man, you changed, man. You know, you ain't the same.
gotta
You don't
let
hang
those
around us
people
no
go.
more. It's like, man,
Man, I lost a lot of friends when I came into the light. A lot of people like staying in the dark room, and when you turn on the light, they go back in the shadows. They don't want to be seen.
Like roaches.
It's shame. People, you got to allow people to save face. A lot of people are ashamed of what they've been through, ashamed of what they've done, and they don't think it's no coming back. That's why I say Christianity is so popular in the hood, because people want to cleanse themselves of that bad. They want to be able to put it down and be as though it never happened. And that's what Christianity offers to a lot of people on the spiritual level. Absolutely.
right.
It needed. It's a supply and demand. It was needed. The world is a better place because of it.
Right.
And if it's a God upstairs looking down on all of us, I know He's smiling, because when you get to talking about when two or more people come together,
He's in presence.
you feel me? And that's the way I feel. I mean, I pray for the streets, but I'm not gonna just sit back and just pray. I got to get up and do
Oh,
something.
you got to.
Faith without works
Which is
is
dead.
It's
It
dead.
can't work out. And then, like you said, it's not being judgmental. It's just
Absolutely
being
not.
encouraging and seeing the potential in somebody.
Showing them
I
another
believe
way.
if you offer somebody an option that's better than what they doing, they're gonna be compelled to take the better offer. You could sit up and be the most loyalist friend in the world. Say you working for somebody for $50 a day. Y'all best friends. You love this dude, but here comes some dude talking about he want to give you $200 a day. Right. The temptation. Is you gonna do the right thing, or is you gonna tell your dude if your friend is your friend, he gonna understand you going to get that $200. He gonna be like, yeah, man, I had to get that $200 a day for opposed to this $50. That's your friend. But if he just hoarding you and trying to use your spirit and keep you down, he gonna be like, man, that's money, you don't supposed to do
Well, a
that.
lot of people do.
You see what I'm saying? But see, that's the difference between a person that wants to see the world a better place and a person that just wants to be better themselves, want to get money for themselves, want to do stuff for themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got my nephew. He helped me set up and break down my DJ equipment.
Right.
He going to school now. I've been telling him every day, like, this is not the end all of life.
Right.
I live my life. This is what I choose
Yes,
to do.
but yeah, right.
I know you looking at me and you looking up to me, but find your lane.
Right.
If
And that's
you
real.
want to be a DJ, then so
real.
be it. But know what you want to be, and the only way
Exactly.
you're gonna know what you want to be is to try a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You might be the world's greatest pilot and don't know it until one day you join the Air
That's
Force.
it. I think he said a good point, because we got to speak life into these young kids and youth, young adults, I should say, that they do have the potential to go further than what you see. You know, we had to get back to the time where we were creative. We as black people, we are some creative people. We you know, if you look at the history of the inventions, we created a lot of the inventions that we live in, you know, that makes us comfortable every day. But you know, a lot of times we think that, you know, for example, we love music, but let's look at Ice Cube. Ice Cube was more than just a rapper.
Yeah.
You looking at him now. You know what I mean? Puff Daddy was more than just a hype man. We looking at him now.
Right.
You know, so and that's the same way with everybody. Goldie, you've been in the game. You look at you, DJing, radio show, and it's a lot of other things you got going on. But at the same time, you was more than just a drug dealer. You see what I'm saying? So
Man,
that's the
to me,
potential. That we
everybody
gotta
who
pull out
know
of
me,
people.
I got friends who've been knowing me my whole life.
Pull out.
Ever since I got older than like 19. When I turned about 17, every penny
Caller,
almost I was
you
making.
part of the call. You part of the conversation, caller.
Calling you on the air, but every penny I made after the age of about 16 or 17, I put back into this music.
Right.
I wasn't hustling just to have nice shoes. If you come to my studio right now, I haven't really spent a whole lot of money on studio equipment since I've been home because I had so much when I left.
Oh, you got a studio.
I got full-blown everything. I do video, audio, graphics, everything. It's no part of this game that I physically, personally can't do.
Okay.
I'm just one person, though. I realize I can't do it all.
You can't.
That's what you got me for.
Who is that?
It's Rocky on the line, bro.
What's
Good.
up, Jay Rocky? Got the beats to make the hood rock.
Damn, I had to miss the show and shit, man. Nigga, I had to get a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I had to get some legal money because
Absolutely. I was just talking about that. I said I'm happy for it. This is our regular cameraman. This is partner right here. But he our regular cameraman. He do my video, but he also a studio producer.
I had to call in, you know what I'm saying, to do my supervisor report on art, man. How you doing?
Like even him, even with Rocky, like he like a mentee of mine too. I've been mentoring Rocky since he first got in the game. Since the first time he told me, "Cody, I make beats, little dude." I said, "Get out of here." He said, "For real, come over and listen to my beats." Man, I went over to the little kid. He was a kid, like under 15, little kid. I went over there. He had Fruity Loops on the computer in his bedroom. I don't even know if his mom and them knew he had Fruity Loops. And he making tracks, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, for real? You live across the street from my mama. All this time you been doing this? I said, oh, my God.
I should have been on, right?
Right. And he cold. He cold. Matter of fact, I was going to play something off this Drake and Future. I'm going to play a cut that he did a track to so you can hear that I did. He cold, huh?
You got Velvet Dior in the studio?
Yeah.
She here. And
Rocky got a crush on you, Velvet. Rocky said, hey. She hear you. She got on headphones. She said, hey.
Tell her she going to quit acting funny.
Oh, man.
Oh, there it is.
Well, see, that's the point I've been making. I keep him with me. Ever since then, he with me. I went to prison. I left a whole record label of artists. I come home. He the only one that I saw with any type of free Goldie, long
free
little
Goldie
Marauders.
Every CD.
I love
6 years
showing love all the time I was going. And I'm talking about my artists never paid for nothing. I never took nothing from them. I made tracks. I recorded them. I toured the country with them. Never asked them for a penny on nothing. Because this was our dream, and I figured if they had it, they would do it too. Right. I went away for 6 years. Nobody said a word. If one of them would have went away for 6 months, everybody would have had free whoever T-shirts. Everybody would. It would have been support there. It would have been love there. It would have been appreciation there. Right. You feel what I'm saying? This dude, this dude that's on the phone, Rocky. He been with me since every time I touch the street. Every time I'm there, he there.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. See,
and I'm proud of him. He said he got a job. Like I was saying, I'm happy for him. Yeah. I'm going to miss him in studio recording. But
this job shit only because my PO making me get a job, B. After this over with, it's full-time studio hustle. You know, it's like I operate within my gift, man. I don't do this extra shit. I'm a boss. I got to do my own shit. You know what I mean? Can't be working for nobody else.
I did not know you talk like that.
Who, Rocky? Well, what he be saying when you talk to him? He don't have no articulation. He don't be on that. You got to show your mind. You got to show your mind. You got to show you got a mind.
Hey, we don't talk on the phone. We just be texting. She don't be trying to talk. She don't be trying to chat with a nigga for real. She be talking about she's too busy and shit. Getting that money. I respect it though.
Man, have you seen her Facebook and Instagram? It should tell you right there that this is a busy woman. I seen a meme that said if you want a man with some money, you might as well know you're gonna have a busy man.
That's it.
Right.
We always trying to get it, looking at every opportunity.
Because he got to get it. You can't have a man with money and he not be busy. Unless he hit the lotto and just cashing checks.
That's it. And then
but even then he busy because he passing out the money all day.
Right.
More money, more problems. If you broke, you got all the time in the world to do whatever you want to.
Yes, you do.
No, I'm going to rephrase that. If you broke and comfortable with being broke,
Then.
Because you could be broke and be busy trying to get it.
Yeah. That's
So-
good. I'd rather for you to be broke and trying to get
Right.
it than to be broke.
Right,
and
be
like, I'm
trying to
chilling.
get it than
Right.
sitting on your
That's
ass
my
doing
point.
nothing. I
Right
can't
here,
stand a
man.
leech.
Right.
If you leeching off somebody, you ain't just living out here.
Right.
Somebody giving you something.
'Cause I know for a fact.
Let's hear the song, Goldie.
Oh, I'm about to play this song, and then we come back. We about to get up out of here. It's getting like, matter of fact, hold on. This is what we about to do. I'm about to do it like this on the way out the door because we over our time, and it's cool though because we.
Right, we got a little opportunity thanks to the freedom that we have through NoStaticRadio.com. OG DJs can do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? How we do it right now, right here. You know what I'm saying? We got time enough to do that. We can make that happen.
Okay, y'all, we about to get up out of here. DJ, hey, what's up?
What's up, man? You know what it is, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Every week, every Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., we do this on OG DJ Radio,
The
NoStaticRadio.com.
voice of the revolution, Toney Tone.
Yeah, what's up, Pastor Tone? Visit me at www.pastortone.com. Much love to everybody in the land, in the world.
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Rocky the Word. You already know.
Yeah.
Velvet Dior, what's up?
Girl and DJ Coco's Lee.
Velvet
What?
Dior. You can catch me on Facebook at Velvet Dior or Instagram at Velvet Dior.
Velvet underscore Dior. And you already know I'm DJ Goldie Montana. This OG DJ Radio. Coco Z on the phone. You got anything to say before we get up out of here?
Oh, yeah. Hit me up at DJ Coco's Lee, man. I'm out here.
All right, everybody, y'all be safe. And remember, don't hurt nobody.